Hi, Peter Finnan here from Irish Golfer magazine. We ran a competition this month to give 2 lucky readers a chance to win the new TaylorMade M5 and M6 drivers. We're here at McGuirks custom fit facility here at Leopardstown Golf Centre to complete the fitting process. The message from TaylorMade in 2019 is everybody gets faster. So let's meet the 2 winners and see if we can inject a bit of speed into their game.
Hi, my name is Charlie Black. I'm a member of the Island Golf Club in Donabate. I play off handicap 12. I did a little bit of work in the Irish Open last year, but I've never had a full custom fit. Currently use TaylorMade R1 driver. Yeah, it's the big loss right. It's the starting right, going right.
So Charlie arrived today with his R1 driver. Seen him hit a few pre-shots there with his driver, 5 or 6, and we kind of saw that the tendency was to get a little bit low in terms of the spin. He said he struggled with getting the golf ball in the air and his launch angle was a little bit low. But what was actually going on here whenever the ball flight was getting a little bit too low, he was sacrificing some carry. What we done was we actually stuck him in an M6 driver in 10.5 degrees. We added a little bit of loft here, so we went from a 10.5 degrees up to 12.5 degrees. Total distance gain was around 10 yards, but the big thing that Charlie and I had discussed, he wasn't so concerned about the total distance gain, it was actually the carry. The carry was up 17 yards relative to his own driver, which was the R1. So to go to the M6, it was a slightly higher spinning product, which was allowing us for a little bit more consistency in terms of spin.
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting. Garth's very knowledgeable. This, I think, will give me a lot more carry. It'll definitely make it easier to maybe to get further down the fairway. Just simply because the ball is flying further in the air, which means it's carrying further. So it's a bit of a no-brainer really to get fit. To see it on a screen exactly how far the ball is carrying as opposed to what you currently have, why it's carrying that bit further, to understand, you know, in relation to the length of the clubs. It's all very positive in relation to my game going forward.
Hi, I'm Gary Lahey. I'm a 20 handicapper playing out of Corbelis in Donabate. I'm using a Ping G30 driver with a regular flex shaft. Bad shot off the tee would be a slice or top ball. I get out once a week. More often than not, I try to get to the range during the weekend. The key thing to me is consistency. It's not just about the distance around, it's just trying to keep it regularly in play. Like, it looks and sounds good anyway.
Gary's current driver was a little bit spinny. He had a tendency to miss it a little bit to the right. So we kind of assessed from that, and he had given me a kind of outline to try and improve distance and control of ball flight. So what we did with Gary was he was currently gaming at a 10.5 driver. So I put him into an M6 TaylorMade driver at 9 degrees. The 10.5 degrees in his original driver was actually a pretty good loft. So I just cranked the 9 degree driver up to 10.5 degrees, which in effect played the same loft but closed the face angle ever so slightly. By closing the face angle allowed the golf ball to start a little bit further to the left, which then kind of eliminated the one that slid slightly off to the right. His swing speed actually decreased by 1 to 2 miles an hour, but his ball speed actually maintained. He was a little bit more efficient relative to off the center of the face, which gave him a slightly better spin numbers, and total distance actually resulted in about a 7-yard gain. So I think he was pretty happy with that.
Comparing the M6 which I got fitted into today to the G30 which I have, the M6 with the shorter shaft just felt a little bit more control, and then obviously the weight of it just feels a lot more better weighted in my hands as well. Like, straight in the bag, yeah. So there's no point in putting in the work to try to get something suited to me and then leaving it in the corner of the press, or it'll be straight into the bag and the other one will be parked off. The M5, it was a lot heavier. It felt good, but when you compare it against the numbers that I got with the M6, it was a no-brainer that the M6 was the perfect one for me. Like, it's more suited to me. I'm going home very happy.
So both players today actually ended up in an M6 driver. First, Charlie was actually in an M6D type, and then Gary just ended up in an M6. The reason why these players actually ended up in this product here was they actually just preferred the feel. They felt a little bit lighter in the head, whereas with the M5 they felt it to be a little bit heavier relative to adjustability. In the first instance with Charlie, he actually kind of flipped his product profile. He went from an R1, which was an extremely low spinning product, to then an M6, which was a higher spinning product. So he really did flip relative to what he was using. On the M6 product for Gary, we came to this conclusion from his current driver, which actually worked extremely well. Loved the feel, loved the performance, just maybe wanted to tidy up the dispersion.
Just a big thanks to the guys in, particularly Garth, Jay and TaylorMade. It's very knowledgeable. Also to Peter at Irish Golfer. Been a subscriber to the magazine, getting it through the door for the last couple of years. It's really good. It gives me lots of info I don't normally have. It's a really great experience today to come out here and actually see how it all works. You know, to talk to real professionals about my golf game, which is something I don't do very often. You know, I think a lot of us don't do it. We don't sit down and actually think about, okay, what am I trying to do here? We just go out and smash it. So very positive, and a huge thanks to the guys in TaylorMade and Irish Golf.
So there we have it. Both Charlie and Gary got fitted for the new M6 head and both seen really good distance gains using the new TaylorMade product for 2019. If you're interested in the new M5 or M6 product, or indeed anything from the TaylorMade spectrum for 2019, McGuirks Golf have 12 different fitting outlets nationwide, all equipped with the latest TrackMan technology and proper custom fit specialists in every store.